Hello everyone, welcome back to Wireblade Devlog number 2. Alright, so since last time we've added a few things to the game.
You're gonna make me act up.
Most of which are still, in progress, they're not complete, so just have that in mind when you're looking at how janky everything is. But anyway, let's have a look at what we have done. So,
I read, I stay with the fast. I read, we pull up and fast. I read, somebody dead. I read, I pull up and drink.
So one of the first things I wanted to make some improvements on was the sliding mechanics. So beforehand, they were just kind of like, you just slide and you just kind of go that direction. You can't really aim or look around, and also the physics were a little bit janky. So I wanted to improve all of that and just make it feel a bit more fun to play. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this was a massive headache, and there were a lot of weird glitches and just things that I had to try and figure out. And I did have to revise a few times how the slide was gonna work. So at first I started off like this with the legs just sticking out the direction that you're going, and then the top half just rotates to kind of aim. But yeah, that looked like shit and just didn't work very well. So after tweaking the code a bunch over and over again and just redoing the animations, finally got it to a point where it makes a little bit more sense. So instead of rotating just the top half, it just rotates the whole character. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that first, because it just looks way better and feels a lot better. Also, just before recording this, I added some cool particle effects when you slide, so it looks really cool. Yeah, it's cool. And yes, it does slow down time when you're aiming while sliding, and I don't know if that's gonna really be a feature in the game, but I just wanted to add it in because I thought it would be fun for testing. But yeah, maybe let us know in the comments if you think that should be maybe an ability or upgrade or something that you can get in the game. But yeah, I'm still not 100% happy with the sliding mechanics. I still think they can be improved a little bit. There's a couple of things that aren't quite perfect, but it's definitely an improvement over how it was before. So yeah, that's progress, baby. Now let's move on to something that we've been wanting to add since the beginning. So we grew up in the PS2 era of gaming, and one of our favourite games from that time was Metal Arms Glitch in the System. I'm sure a few of you have heard of this game, and I've actually seen a comment about this, which is really awesome to see, so shout out to you. But yeah, this game was so much fun back in the day. It doesn't necessarily hold up that well to today's standards, but I've been playing it again recently and it's still fun. It's fucking hard though. But one of our favourite features from this game was the robot dismemberment system, which I actually haven't really seen much of since, which is surprising because it's so much fun just blowing off the arms and blowing up the top half and watching them ragdoll around and just shoot randomly. We actually had so much fun with this feature that we actually referred to the game as Floppy Arms back in the day. But this game never got a sequel, and that was kind of disappointing. So we really wanted to steal this feature and put it in our game, basically. So the first step of implementing this feature was setting up some kind of bone-based damage system. So the way I've done that is using the physics asset and basically using the built-in damage system that I have, and then just returning the bone that was hit by the shot. And then from there, I've set up separate variables for the health of each of these body parts. So for example, left arm, right arm, head, etc. And then once those health values have been depleted, that respective body part will then be destroyed, which will then trigger the physics simulation for that limb. I also made it so if you shoot the head and destroy the head, the enemy will become slightly less accurate with their shooting. And obviously if you destroy that arm that they're using to hold the gun, or if you just destroy their torso and they go completely floppy, then they'll just basically be shooting whichever way the gun happens to be facing, which, yeah, looks kind of funny. And it just makes the gameplay a little bit more dynamic and sort of unpredictable. The system isn't perfect just yet, but it will definitely improve with the more enemies that we add in and just the better I get at it, basically. So hopefully it'll end up being a well-refined system that I can just apply to basically all the different enemies in the game. Speaking of new enemies, I also started adding this little guy into the game. It's pretty similar to the first enemy that I put in, however this one is more of a sniper and it's also a bit more agile, so it's going to be able to jump up onto ledges and sort of jump out the way. So after I made the model and textured it, I just made the rig and started making animations for it. So this enemy is still a work in progress. I've got it into the game, but it doesn't really do too much just yet. It has some AI behavior set up, but yeah, it doesn't actually do any damage to the player and you can't do any damage to it yet. It's just, yeah, none of it's really set up yet. But you know, I just wanted to quickly show off what it's looking like so far anyway. So stay tuned and hopefully that enemy type will be finished, as well as that drone that never got finished. So I also began implementing the melee combat system. So at the moment, the only melee weapon is just this big chunk of rebar, which is just gonna be the first weapon that you get. We're thinking of having maybe 2 or 3 melee weapon types, just for a bit of variety, but we don't want to go too crazy with melee combat. It's gonna be more focused on shooting, and melee combat's sort of gonna be either a special case scenario or it's just, you know, gonna be a last resort if you run out of ammo or something like that. So yeah, as you can see, it's still very janky. I was sort of messing around with how it works, so at the moment it kind of like launches you forward when you swing, and I've just got 2 basic swing moves which can be done in a combo, or if you take too long to press it, it'll just do the first one again. But yeah, it's still, you know, in very early stages, so I don't really want to show too much more of the melee because there's no point, because it's going to probably change quite a lot. But you know, you got to start somewhere, so that's what I'm doing. So that's pretty much it in terms of all the big things that I've been working on. There's obviously been a lot of little things, so let's have a look. Done this, did this, and what else? I did this. So that's pretty cool. I also wanted to give these robot boys a bit of sound, because they're kind of just silent right now, so hopped into Ableton and bloody whipped up a banger or 2, and here's how they sound. But yeah, that's about it. Apart from all those things, we've just been doing a lot of writing for the story, and also we've started figuring out things like the first level and planning out level structure and that kind of thing. We're trying to make it so that we do like a regular weekly meeting, and they don't always go according to plan.
Is this like a form of torture?
But no, we have actually been very productive with the story writing sessions, and it's been really good because it's helped us to figure out, you know, exactly what we need to work on and what assets we need to make and that sort of thing. So as long as we don't goof around too much, then yeah, it's all good. So anyway, let's wrap things up. I just want to say thank you for 3,000 subscribers. Like, that's crazy. Like, can you imagine, like, if you put all those people inside one room, like, they wouldn't even fit. Like, what? There's so many people. But yeah, anyway, join our Discord if you haven't already, and subscribe and like and...
I shit my pants.